This video is about trends in stock closing prices. We'll talk in this video about how to explain how data is smoothed and what it means for data to be smoothed. We'll also talk about how to calculate simple moving averages using the arithmetic average formula. So the first thing to look at is how can stock data be smoothed? Okay, what does it mean to be smoothed? And the second is what factors might contribute to the fluctuation in stock market prices. Okay, it could be announcing a new product, or it could be just generally, how the environment or the government, or there's lots of things that can affect stock prices going up or down. Okay, so here is an example of stock prices. Okay, and we kind of just look at this a little bit. So what you have here is in this orange color, I have the daily close price for whatever stock this is. Okay, so this orange price kind of goes, it bends a lot, goes up and it goes down and it goes up and down and up and down and up and then down and kind of stays the same and then down and then up and then it kind of just is very up and down, right? And often, so there's different ways to invest in the stock market. Some people, are day traders. They rise and fall based on these day-to-day prices. Okay, so if you're a day trader, you want to know kind of these up and downs and how they're going to go. Okay, or if you're looking more generally, like you're a long-term investor, or even if you're a day trader and you're looking at general trends, it's helpful to look at kind of a 5-day running average or a 10-day running average. Okay, and based on the length of that running average, the smoother the graph will be. So if you look at the blue graph, there is kind of this up and down. It generally goes up and then it goes down. Okay, but this purple graph is even smoother than that. It kind of goes up and then it goes down. So it does lag. Based kind of it's days behind. So this peak right here, boop, going up, is shown kind of slowly in each of these. Okay, but this purple graph kind of takes this peak and that peak kind of just very slowly and just the general trend. Okay, so a smoothing technique for graphs will tell you kind of the general trend of the data, and that might be useful. But there is a lag in that data, so just be aware of that. So here's some vocabulary to be aware of. Okay, the first is, in general, smoothing techniques. Okay, it's a statistics tool that allows an investor, sorry you can't see all of that, an investor to reduce the impact of price fluctuations and to focus on patterns and trends. Okay, so you're able to see more general trends by smoothing the data than by simply looking at day to day or hour to hour data changes. Okay, smoothing techniques. One of those, and the only one we'll talk about in this class, is called the simple moving average. Okay, or the SMA. The simple moving average, SMA, is a smoothing technique calculated by determining the average closing price over a given period of time. Okay, so up here, we looked at a 5-day simple moving average. We're looking at a 5-day running average, or this is a 10-day simple moving average, or the average over a 10-day period. Okay, and that period can be anywhere from 2, 3, 10 days. It can be anywhere in there based on how smooth you want it, how much lag you're okay with, and how smooth you want the data. Okay, that's a simple moving average. So, lagging indicators indicates the use of past data. Understand that the data will lag based on these techniques. So if you use a simple moving average, understand that won't show you kind of what's happening right now. It's an average over the past, however many days of an average you're looking at. Okay? Now, when you're looking, I'll do both of these at the same time. When you're looking at more than one simple moving average, then there is going to be a fast moving average and a slow moving average. Okay, when a stock chart depicts moving averages for two different intervals. The graph with the shorter interval is the fast moving average. Okay, it will reflect changes quicker. Okay, so there's less of a lag. It'll show changes quicker. And the slow moving average is when it depicts moving averages for two different intervals. The graph with the longer interval is the slow moving average. Okay, it will reflect changes slower. So looking again at this up here, this graph, then the blue is the fast moving average because it's a shorter interval, and the purple is the slow moving average in this graph. Okay, there's one last idea we should talk about before I move on and look at some math, and that is the idea of crossover. Okay, when one time interval moving average graph crosses over another moving average, this is a possible signal that a trend change might be near. So it may have changed from going up to going down when you see those simple moving averages crossing each other. Okay, not always, but as an indication that a trend might be changing. Maybe it's time to buy or sell that stock. Okay, so with that, let's jump into some math for these. Okay, let me cover some of this up. Okay, number one, not that you can see that. Here you are. Okay, the closing prices for 10 consecutive trading days for a particular stock are shown. Calculate the 5-day SMA and plot both the closing prices and averages on a graph. There's kind of a lot here. I gave you quite a bit of space here. Okay, so you will find the 5-day simple moving average. Okay, so on a calculator, you probably would do open parenthesis. I guess we could do a fraction, huh? Do a fraction, and we would add up 35.02 plus 35.01 plus 34.64 plus 36.09 plus 35.32. Divided by, well, it's an average of how many numbers? Well, it's 5. It's a 5-day average divided by 5. Boom. That gives me my 5-day average, which is right here. Okay. So I'll indicate that as 0, 1 to 5. That's that average. Okay. Now, the reason I'm using my calculator is to show you that you can also do the next one, which is going to go from 2 down to 6. Now, I've just typed in a bunch of stuff there. I'm going to hit second enter, which is my previous entry. Boom, right? I'm going to go back. I'm going to delete the first one. Right? Now I have the second one, right? Third one, fourth one, fifth one, and get hit the very, very end of the line. I will then hit second delete, which is insert. You see up down here. INS, insert. Second delete is insert. Boom, insert a plus. The 6 is 35.5. Right? So what I did is I deleted this first one. Right, and then I second delete, which is inserted another one, the 6th one right here. Okay, enter, boom, that gives me the next one. Okay, the next one would be here. Okay, and I'm rounding off these to the nearest cent. Okay, so the next one, I would do the same thing. I'd go back here and delete this first one, whoops, this one, the first one, go down here, second delete to insert, and I'll insert the next one. So that's the 7th one, 35.03, enter, whoops, syntax, I made a mistake. I didn't do a plus, insert a plus. And that is here, 35.318, or rounded to be 35.32, okay? Now to find the next one, which would be 4 through 8, I would go back, hit second enter, and go back, whoops, go back and delete the previous one, the first one, and then go over here and hit plus the next one, 8, 35.79. Boom. 35.546, which is right here, which rounds to be 35.55. And then the last one, I will delete the fourth entry, and I'll add in here plus the last one, 36.05. No, I'm sorry, I skipped. I'm now 5 to 9. That's a mistake on my part. 37.07 is not the last one. I get 35.4742, which rounds to be 35.74. Okay, and then the last one, I delete the fifth entry, and I get from 6 to 10. The last one is plus 36.05. Okay, and I get 35.888, which rounds to be 35.89. Now, for your own personal notes, you don't have to write down all of this. If you want to, go ahead and pause the video and write this all down. But you don't have to. I will give you more space in here, a little bit more than I've given myself, because I know how much space it will take. Okay. But as long as you're able to calculate a 5-day or a 3-day or a 2-day simple moving average, that's the important piece. Okay, but I won't show you this work again because I know how to do it once I've done it once. Okay, now here's a graph of the 5-day moving averages. I picked the color red to be the daily prices, and I took from day 5 to day 10 what those daily prices were. Okay, and then the blue were the average, the daily average prices, and that's that right there. So you can see it's a smoother trend than the red one. Okay, so if you need more time with this, go ahead and pause the video and take the time that you need. Okay, the next problem is the closing prices for 10 consecutive trading days were, and they give you the 10 data points. Okay, to calculate again the 5-day simple moving average and to plot both the closing prices and the averages on a graph. So I've given that to you there. Okay, you will find, I can kind of give you just this, like this, the 1 through 5, 2 through 6, 3 through 7, 4 through 8, 5 through 9, 6 through 10. Okay, find those and also plot them on the graph that I've given to you. Go ahead and pause the video and try that. It will take you a couple minutes to do that, but go ahead and pause the video and try that. Okay, so for 1 through 5, I got $53. Okay, and then 2 through 6, I got 50.4. And then 3 through 7, I got 47.4. And 4 through 8, I got 44.2. 5 through 9, I got 43.2, and 6 through 10, I got $45. Now, I don't know if I'm right. That's what I got, and my confidence is shaken a little bit because I made a mistake in the previous one. I had to go back and fix everything. So I don't know if I'm right. I don't have any students to tell me that I'm wrong. So hopefully I'm right. But what I found is that if you make a mistake once, because of how we're copying and pasting basically the answers, if you make a mistake in one place, you're wrong from then on. So you got to go back and fix all of them. Okay. The 5-day moving averages look a bit like this. Okay. Where the red, I picked the red to be the daily prices. This goes up and then down and then back up. Okay. The blue is a smoother trend of the 5-day moving average. Okay. And then this cross is a notice that, hey, maybe there was well, I guess it's not a cross because it's not two moving averages, but that's just the general trend has gone down and now it's going back up. Okay. All right. So on the next one, calculate the 4-day simple moving averages for the following closing prices. Again, we're looking at 1 through 4, 2 through 5, 3 through 6, 4 through 7. And be aware that we're now dividing by 4 because it's a 4-day simple moving average. You're only adding up 4 of them. So go ahead and pause the video and try number 3. You aren't graphing these. You're only finding the 4-day simple moving averages. So go ahead and pause the video for a few minutes and try these 4. Ready, set, go. Okay, I numbered them for myself just to help me out. Okay, but for 1 through 4, I got 120.50. For 2 through 5, I got 121.25. For 3 through 6, I got 122.75. And 4 through 7, I got 124.25. And again, I don't know if I'm right, but I hope I am. Okay? All right. The last question to go over together is a little tricky, but I just want to stretch some of you. What would the 8th trading day's closing price be price have to be so that the next moving average remains the same at 24.45? Okay. Now, if I show my work, I probably could see it. I'm going to show you. So basically, adding up 3 through 6 here, 3 through 6, you get that, right? Okay. And then 4 through 7, you get this. Okay, 4 through 7. Okay. What would my next price have to be so that my next moving average would be the exact same? Get the idea? Well, the next one would have to be the thing that I cut out, 119, right? That'd have to be, that's the answer for the next one, okay? But I wanted to show you a method that would work for any of them, not necessarily just staying the same, because this only would work if I said, okay, just the one you skipped is the one you add back on here. Would only work if it stays the same, which it does in number 4. But here's a method that would work for any of them, okay? And that is using some algebra. I'm actually going to do this by hand instead of just showing you what I have. So I have by hand, the closing price. Can I not show you my answer? Okay. For the 5th through the 8th day. Okay, I'll show you the whole problem. The 5th is 124, plus the 6th day is 128, plus the 7th day is 126, plus, I don't know what the next one is, that's x, divided by 4 is equal to the average of 124.25. Okay, now, how do you solve for x? Well, the biggest thing is this grouping symbol of divide by 4. So what's the opposite of divide by 4? Well, it's multiply both sides by 4. Okay, that's the first step. If you do that, then you get this 124 plus 128 plus 126 plus x is equal to 497. Okay, so from here it's a pretty simple calculation. You add these up, subtract from both sides, but that's kind of gets you through the hardest part. Here is my my shorthand. So I have that piece. Okay, if you add 124 plus 128 plus 126, then you do get 378 plus x is this 497. And then subtract both sides by 378 to both sides, and that one has to be 119, which I saw before from the thing that I covered up, but this method would work for any of them. This is just to stretch some of you that are ready for a bit more algebra. The last idea to talk about in this video is the idea of crossover. So here we have a graph where the close prices are listed in blue, and the purple is the 7-day simple moving average, and the orange is a 21 simple moving average. And we notice that right here on about day 27 that there's a crossing of the two simple moving averages, the 7-day and the 21-day. Now, there's no place in investing where it's a guaranteed, hey, this is the time to do something, but a crossover, when the simple moving averages cross, that might be a signal that could give investors an idea, okay? And what we'll do is we will follow the fast moving average, okay? So notice that between the two, the fast moving average is the 7-day simple moving average. That's the one that we follow. So notice that the fast moving average, the 7-day, is now higher than the slow moving average. Okay, which means that even though the graph is going up and down and up and down and up and down, that the general trend is going down, 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 down. But this change right here is an indication that it's probably going to start going up in general. So that would mean that this might be a good time to buy more of this stock or a time to buy this stock. Okay, so in general, when there's a crossover, we'll be looking at the faster moving average. And if that's above, then we will buy. And if that's going below, then we will sell. All right, this video is about trends in stock closing prices, specifically looking at a simple moving average as a tool to look at general trends and smoothing data. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.